I must say, I have been enjoying this season of the WNBA. Now, I have always been a casual sports fan. Because I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, and Lima, Ohio, of course, it goes without saying, screw Michigan, that enemy up north, or the state up north, okay? It's Buckeye State all day. And, I enjoy basketball here and there. So, growing up as a kid, I was always an Ohio State Buckeyes football fan. And I was just a casual basketball player. Of course, because basketball is much more of an individual team sport, and it's like more uh they have individual stars. Of course, you have your LeBron James I knew about. I knew Michael Jordan. I knew Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace. I knew, the Steph Currys, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum. Shout out to him. He just won, with the Boston Celtics. But I wasn't like every night I would watch, a game at all. That was not me at all. I, for sure, as a woman, I have to admit this. And I mean, it's not like I'm ashamed of it, but it's the truth. I never watched the WNBA. I knew of it, but I was much, much more of a casual, spectator of the NBA and basketball as a whole. Of course, I knew about the Candace Parkers, the Brittany Grinders, Skylar Diggins Smith. I knew of Candace Parker. Did I say her name? Lisa Leslie. It was some women out there that I knew of, and I would see highlights of them here and there. But I never was like a faithful watcher of the WNBA or any other sports like this. Also, side note, so of course when it comes to football, again, I will only can really watch just Ohio State football, college football, and the Super Bowl. Other than that, like, I don't care about professional NFL really at all. Like, I don't care. I am pleased to announce and to give the good news that the WNBA is fast growing, and it's because of mainly two people. Of course, we don't want to, forget about all the other women, and the women in the past, the women right now, the women in the future, aka Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins. Can't wait to see them. They're going to be so incredible and so fun to watch. But enter the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Okay, when they both were college students at the collegiate level last year, at the the finals, the championship. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was. The women's college basketball game. It was LSU. Okay, you had Angel Reese repping for the Bayou Barbie, repping for her LSU. Then you had Caitlin Clark repping for the Iowa State. And that game, it drew over 10 million viewers, and it was so talked about. I think it was talked about more than a lot of like male dominated professional sports. It was just crazy. And again, it's like, well, why? I believe, simply put, like, my theory of it is people like rivalry. Like, we really, as human beings, let's be honest, to an extent, we do enjoy drama, conflict, and we like to see cattiness amongst women. And we like rivalries. Okay, you got the Indiana State now, right? Caitlin Clark, but back then she was Iowa State. And then you had Angel Reese represent LSU or Louisiana State University as the Bayou Barbie. But now you see them on the opposing side still as women, as a professional athlete on the WNBA, the W. So you have the Indiana Fever, right? Versus who? Chicago Sky. Again, it's that rivalry. And people enjoy it, and people need, I believe, heroes and villains. And let's be honest, Caitlin Clark is seen as the hero. All right, to many people, not everybody, but a lot of her fans, and even those who are just casual viewers and they know anything about, women's basketball, the WNBA, and women's college basketball, they see Caitlin Clark kind of as the saint and the hero. And while Angel Reese, on the other hand, of course, she's demonized. She's oftentimes villainized, so she is the villain. You got Caitlin Clark, the angel. And you got Angel Reese over here as the demon. So as of this year, in the year 2024, viewership of the WNBA has skyrocketed over 21% as compared to last year's viewership of the WNBA back in 2023. 2.45 million people plus tuned in to watch the 2024 WNBA draft. And you know why? Mainly because you had people such as Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and you had Camila Cordorso, and you had, what's her name? Nika Mule. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Nika Mule, I believe. And other women. You have Rakia Jackson. There was so many gorgeous, talented women, intelligent, who are about to prove themselves this season. And it's just so fun to watch. You got Kate Martin. She got drafted to the Las Vegas Aces, and they just embraced her. It's been beautiful. But mainly, let's be honest, it was Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, that hero versus villain, and that rivalry that got a lot of people interested and very in tune and interested in watching the WNBA draft of 2024. I believe we as women, we must put our money where our mouth is, and we must really say and be about supporting other women and supporting women as a whole and supporting ourselves. It's time for us to really lock in and show up for these women, because again, like, they are putting on quite a game. Again, like, it's like the WNBA. See, this is the thing about women. Again, like, we enjoy the rivalry, we enjoy the cattiness, the beef, the pettiness between, just not only with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but just the whole, like, when you think about it, the WNBA gives us storylines. They are feeding the girls. You got lesbian love triangles. You got Alyssa Thomas booed up with Dewana Bonner. Is that how you say her name? Dewana Bonner, I believe. And then you got the whole Melissa Smith getting her family back with the Connecticut Sun, Dejanay Carrington. Okay, now I was just on Twitter scrolling the other day because Indiana Fever had lost 1.87 to the Chicago Sky's 88 game on Sunday night, and I was scrolling. The Chicago Sky, they going crazy. They going up and they turning up. They just celebrating their wins, and there was rumors going on already that Kennedy Carter could be messing around with Marina Mabry, aka Marina May Brick. No, I'm playing. But for real, she was making me so mad watching her miss all them 1, 2s, and 3 shots. Like, Marina. Now, Celeste Taylor just got cut by the Fever. Don't let your ass be next. So yes, more women are supporting the WNBA. I've seen rappers, both male and female, such as Lotto, Chance the Rapper, G Herbo. He was at the Chicago Sky game on Sunday after the Chicago Sky did their big one and defeated Indiana Fever. And it was also pictures of Miss Angel Reese, yes, girl, riding around Chicago in G Herbo's little Tesla truck, that little, cubic, that big ass thing of block that looked weird. Yeah, it was pictures of her running around the streets of Chicago in his car. Like, damn. I want to see us as women not only, support and, fund the monetary value and gain and the financial freedoms of not just the women's in basketball and the WNBA, but all sports. The women's soccer FIFA, that's already kind of big. Like, it's actually kind of bigger than men's, but it's still like, it's crazy that, women's sports have seen an explosion. You see women's tennis rising up, women's track and field, swimming, gymnastics. Of course, we got that like on lock. And now you see in basketball really get her her due credit. And I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now because of the skyrocketing attention of the WNBA, you're going to see more players are getting more attention, more media exposure, more interviews, more brand endorsements, more, with Gatorade, Nike, Adidas, such as Aja Wilson. I seen her jerseys and things on Nike. I'm not going to lie, like, her shoes are kind of a little bit too colorful for me, but you know what? I want to put my money where my mouth is, and as the one black woman to another, this is a woman, period, I'm going to buy her shoes. And I believe, like, as women, we gotta, again, like, let's buy their merchandise. Let's show up. Let's buy those tickets. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this momentum. Don't let this momentum die. Now, imagine when Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers get into it. It's going to be really, really interesting. I really hope when Juju, the thing about the WNBA, I believe that you have to be at least 22 years old to join. So Juju Watkins, I believe she turns 19 this year. We got to wait 3 whole years. But hopefully Paige Becker, she gets drafted next year. That'll be so exciting to see. I can't wait for her. Also, like, a little side bar. Is it just me, or does the NBA, it's like it's lacking passion these days? Now, I have a lot of theories about this, and there's been interviews, and, like, it's not just me that notices. It's just people, period. If you're a spectator of the sport, it seems like NBA has just lost kind of its, like, fire, its fuel, its oomph. And you know what? I believe, like, a lot of it has to do with, this might be controversial and, like, politically incorrect to say, but I don't mean no harm. I'm not trying to be racist. But I remember, like, back in 2006, right? It was an interview. I really wish I could find it to post on here. But it was a sports commentator. Like, he was like a big wig of the NBA, and he said, like, we're trying to become less aggressive. Like, the Allen Iversons, the Michael Jordans, that passionate, the sticking out the tongue. He said, like, we're trying to become a less aggressive league and become more and, like, lean more into our European style type of play. Like, pretty much, like, in overseas, like, I guess in Europe, it's not as physical. It's more fouls, flagrant fouls, technical fouls, and things of this matter. When played over there, and, like, the American NBA, they want to clean it up. Like, I remember it was a time, like, when it was after I believe it was Malice in the Palace. It was like a huge, big ass NBA brawl at the game. Remember, like, the freaking players were jumping in the stands, hitting people in the head with chairs and shit. Like, it was like a big thing. I forgot how that fight started. But after that, like, a lot of the NBA players, they had to show up to press conferences and stuff in, like, 3-piece suits. They couldn't show off tattoos, have their hair braided certain ways. They couldn't wear certain, like, band colors. It was just crazy. Like, it reminds me of Allen Iverson, how they really, like, would try to label him as a thug and say, like, he needs to clean up his image, and who does he think he is? He's too hood. He's a thug. They keep using that thug language to describe women in the NBA, black women, let's be real, such as Angel Reese and Kennedy Carter. And it's like, I believe the WNBA is more passionate. So in the beginning of this clip, you see Melissa Smith and Angel Reese, like, they talking a little bit of their shit, but they doing it with a smile, joking. Because, again, Angel Reese tapped into her head. She tapped into Nalissa Smith's head all night on that Sunday night game. That's how the Sky was able to defeat Fever. They got into that mental, and then you would just immediately see like that female ref just run up on them like, hey, what's this? Like, about to like give them flagrant fouls, and both of them like, get the hell on. They both waved her away like, girl, if you get out my face, like, let me talk my shit. Like, this is what we do. Like the politics, and especially the racial politics, and even sexism and misogyny, anti-gay, anti-lesbianism, it's literally already kind of like destroying the passion of the WNBA. Like, let these women be passionate. I'm not saying like they can punch each other in the face, but it keeps the game interesting. I want to see Nalissa Smith and Angel Reese, like, kind of like, talking their shit, because like, they feel like they are that girl. They are that they're her. Like, I'm her. Like, allow it to happen. Also, another reason why I believe that the NBA is becoming less passionate and like more soft is because we have more white. And I ain't gonna lie, again, like, I don't want to be offensive, but it's just been my experience, my observation, my humble observation. We have more white and biracial players. I guess it's just me that it's like the league is becoming more light skinned and beige. Again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm not the only one who notices this. I know y'all notice it too. Okay, there's nothing wrong with biracial people. They're just as skilled. They're just as intelligent with the basketball IQ. They can be just as good on the court. But it's like, when it just comes to like just pure black people, black men and black women, how we just dominate on the court, and how like we just have that swag, that attitude, that character that we just have in our DNA. It's like the game, it's becoming like less whack. I mean not less whack. It's becoming more whack and less passionate, less fun, and less aggressive. Now, I'm not saying aggressive in a bad way. Like, they should be be able to fight and shoot each other on the court like the Malice in the Palace brawl. That was absolutely ridiculous. These are grown men, but of course it should never come to that. But it's like the trash talking again. Like, people enjoy rivalries. People enjoy the hero versus the villain. Like, we need those, like, almost like a storyline. Like the WWE. People like growing up as a kid, like, wrestling was so popular, and it still is, because the trash talking, it was a whole storylines. It was like people, mamas, they wives, their husbands, their children was getting thrown into the drama, and like, it made the fans like rage even more, and it was beautiful. So yeah, y'all, that's all I got. So as women, like, hey, let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's support these beautiful, intelligent, gorgeous, hardworking, dedicated women in women's sports, but especially in the WNBA. We cannot allow them to lose momentum. Comment you guys' thoughts below. Do you guys think that the NBA has lost its passion and WNBA has more passion and it should stay that way? Because I find the WNBA right now, at least in this season, to be far more entertaining. Comment down below.